this tutorial, I'm going to discuss about the lists used in Python. Without wasting time, let's get started. I'm going to declare my list as list1, okay? And I'll give certain football players their names inside a list, okay? So list, how you define a list is you have to open a square bracket, okay? And close the same. And in between this square brackets, you have to enter certain comma separated values, okay? So let me give the names of few great football players, okay? I'll type the first one as Messi, then I'm going to give it as Ronaldo, then let me give it as Zidane, then I'll give it as Rooney, okay? So I have four elements in this list. Four items are there in this list, the first one being Messi, the last one being Rooney, okay? So in this list, the values, the items are stored based on index. So Messi is in the 0th index of list 1, and Ronaldo is in the first index of list 1, Zidane is in the second, and Rooney is in the third. How do I get that? Let me call the print command, okay? Then I'll call list1, and let me see what is there in the 0th index of list1, okay? So if I execute this program, you can see that Messi is the item which is stored in the 0th index of list1, okay? So if I want to know what is there in the first index, it would be Ronaldo, okay? Likewise, Zidane is in the second index, Rooney is in the third index, okay? Suppose if I write the list1 print, okay, the whole items, if you need to see the print of the whole items in the list, you can just run this program now. You can see whatever items are there in this list, okay? Now you have 4 items in this list, okay? And now what if I want to update certain values, certain items in this list? What if I want to change Rooney to Raul? Okay, so for that what I will do is I will say list1, okay? So Rooney is in the 3rd index, correct? So I will say 3rd index, change it to Roberto or Raul, okay? I'll keep it as Raul. Now if I print this list again, list1 again, what I'll see is, what you can see that the 3rd item, I mean the 4th item in the 3rd index of this list 1 is getting changed to Raul, okay? Because we have updated it using assigning the 3rd index to Raul here in the line number 3, okay? So what if I want to add one more entry into this list? I want to add an additional item in this list. For that, what you need to do is you need to call the append method, okay? So if I call the append method, an entry or a value is inserted in the list at the end of the list, okay? If I say Roberto Carlos, okay, and if I append this, and now if I call the print command, print list1, okay, now you can observe that Roberto Carlos is inserted at the end of the list, okay? So what is the index of Roberto Carlos? If I need to find out what is the index of this particular element in the list, what I will do is I will call the print command, okay? Then I will say list1 dot index, and I will say Roberto Carlos, okay? If you run this program, you can see Roberto Carlos is in the 4th index of list1, okay? Now what if I want to insert an item at the first place, at the first index of this list? Now append statement as such will insert the record, the value towards the end of the list, okay? It cannot insert values in between the list or at the start of the list, okay? For that, what you need to do is you need to call the insert method of the list, okay? I'll call the insert method, and you need to specify the index where you need to store this item. So I want to store this item in the 0th index. That means need this item before Messi. Okay, so for that, what I need to do is I'll say place this element in the zeroth index, comma, and what is the value I need to place? I'll place Raul. Okay, now I'll print list 1. Now you can see Raul is getting inserted in the zeroth index of the list. Now if I want to place it somewhere in the first index, I mean between Messi and Ronaldo, if I want to place one element, I'll place Beckham here. Okay, sorry for the type. Okay, if I place Beckham in the first index, you can see Beckham is getting inserted between Messi and Ronaldo. Okay, now what if you need to delete certain items from this list? What you need to do is you can call the remove method and you can say remove Rooney from this list. And now if I print this list once again, what you'll find is you will find that Rooney got removed from this list. There is only Zidane as the last record in this list now. Okay, so that is the use of the remove method. Okay, so what if you want to remove, okay, and capture that value inside a variable? Okay, for that you can use the pop method. Okay, if you use the pop method by default it will remove the last element of this list. If you call pop method of a list, it will by default it will remove the last element of the list. So if I run it once again, you can see Rooney is getting removed with the pop method being called. Okay, so what if I want to remove Messi from here? I'll say pop 0, and you can see there are only 3 elements now: Ronaldo, Zidane and Rooney. Messi is getting removed with the pop method. So the use of pop method is that you can store this inside a variable. Okay, now I'll say something like removed or p1 equals list1 and dot pop 0. Okay, now you can print this p1 itself. Now if I run this program, you can see that you get the value as Messi in the output. Okay, so that's about removing certain elements from this list. Okay, now what if I want to print each item one by one? Okay, from this list I want to print all the items one by one. For that, what you need to do is you need to write a loop. Okay, you have to write a for loop for items. Okay, in list 1, print items. So items will contain, in each loop items will contain the values in the list. Okay, the value one by one it will get printed in each and every loop of the 4. Okay, so if I run this program now, you can see each and every item is getting printed in each loop of this for command. Okay, in each loop you're getting items getting printed one by one. Okay, that is the use of this loop and then printing the items. Okay, so what if I need to know the index as well of these items? That I'll say index. Okay, and you can use the enumerate function. If you use the enumerate function with the list, okay, and if you print index comma items, you can get the index as well as the items list. Okay, this is the use of enumerate function. It can just tell you, okay, for this you need to have index and items, or any variables you can store these two values. It will return 2 values, which is the index and items of the list. That is the use of the enumerate function. Okay, so now what if I have another list, a second list? Okay, I'll call ABC GFH. Okay, now I have 2 elements in this list. One is ABC and the other one is GFH. Okay, now I want to kind of add this list to list 1. Okay, basically what we can do is you always use the append keyword and the add list to. Okay, now if I print list 1, okay, what you can observe is that you can find that this ABC and GFH got appended towards the end of the list. But you can observe one more thing. It did not unpack the list. It just wrote the list itself inside the list. Okay. So what if I want to unpack these two items in the list and add these two items in the list 1? For that, you can, instead of using the append keyword, you can use the extend keyword. Okay. Now I'm saying unpack this list 2 items. Okay. Unpack it and add it inside list 1. If I run this program now, you can observe that these two items got inserted in the list towards the end of the list. Okay, and you can also see that these got unpacked by using the extend keyword. So that's it, guys. That's the basic. I've just told the basic idea about this list in Python. So if you have any questions, please do put it under the comment section, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.